Where they're all gone, Tom Kirkland reporting from London.
Plavins pokes it out of bounds, and the Americans hang on.
The Bountiful Boy appeared poised for a parade at Horse Guards, taking the first game from the Latvians. Then he and Sean were 3 points from the semifinals in the second game.
I don't have a good answer for what happened. I felt like we had it in us. We've done it the whole year, and we didn't.
Once the men in green evened the match, as they said after,
no
pressure, and the Latvians seized their Olympic moment.
Plavins got it, and Latvia has upset the United States.
It is. It's the Olympics, and with them having no pressure at all, they played better than we did today.
I had this feeling that we were going to medal. I just felt like not overconfident, but confident. I just couldn't see the court out there. Sean was setting well, and I couldn't see their defense. Usually I can see the defense a little bit better, and I couldn't today.
Toughest loss of our career. It's
just a bummer. He'll be all right, but it hurts.
So for Jake Gibb and Sean Rosenthal, once again, just like in Beijing, their Olympic journey ends short of their goal in the quarterfinals, knocked off by a Latvian team that just said they felt no pressure. Meantime, when Sean and Jake got outside, the mood from Team Gibb was about the same. Just a lot of love and a lot of appreciation.
Rosie, 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 Rosie,
The support I got was amazing. You know, they live and die every point with us, and it's so, man, I don't know. This is tough.
oh, bummer. We never would have got 33 Gibbs over here, and it's an incredible experience for all of us. We just loved it. We thank Jake for the ride.
Still, the only real darkness at the end was nighttime. Little Crosby has become Jake's light at the end of every tunnel.
Exactly. I mean, he adores him. They are just buddies, so I think, yeah, just needs something happy right now.
Say hi, Utah. Those are your Pete.
For me, honestly, that was the highlight of the Olympics, to see Jake come out after playing a game and take Crosby and just be a dad.
Tom Kirkland was there to help speculate.
Yeah, it's going to be a long summer.
And likely a summer of big change. The free agent negotiating's already begun.
I want to be here.
You want to be a part of this?
Oh, absolutely. They know that. I'm Utah Jazz until they don't want me no more.
You know, I would love to be here.
Big Al was asked the odds of him returning.
I ain't hear you. Odds. Yeah, I heard you, but
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
There's definitely a strange vibe here in the Jazz locker room, especially when you consider that 2/3 of these guys are at the end of their contracts. Yeah, the Jazz have a lot of big decisions to make. They have about $30 to $40 million worth of payroll to consider spending. And the biggest questions may be right here. What do you do with Paul Millsap and Big Al, both free agents?
Dennis and Kevin and their group with their agents will work those things out, and the market will dictate it, but they've been great.
The biggest thing about Al might be his $15 million price tag. And what about Mo at $8 million plus? Paul Millsap's grown up with the Jazz, 7 years, if you can believe that.
It's not a sad time. You know, it's a good time. All the hard work that you put into your craft, and hopefully pays off.
Lots of cash no longer tied up. The Jazz are free to spend it.
It's a great situation to be in if you're the Utah Jazz, if you're a fan, because you know they got a chance to make some big moves. You know, some big moves.
That could be fun. You know, just knowing who's coming, who's leaving. You know, are we getting better?
It's sad that some of the guys may not be back, but I mean it's exciting that they can put pieces in place. They have moves to make.
Yeah, they should be excited about it. You know, like you said, they got a lot of money. You know, make moves or whatever. You know, they should be excited about it.
With the Jazz at Locker Cleanout, I'm Tom Kirkland, Sports Beat. Yeah, Keith, we're serenaded by Big Ben there. Great sounds, huh? Friday night here featured a pretty good beatdown on the sand here at Horse Guards Parade. Bountiful's Jake Gibb fully took in the experience of his friends and defending Olympic gold medalists Rogers and Dahlhauser when they were upset in the first round of the knockout round. So he and teammate Sean Rosenthal came out tonight and took care of business right away.
Match point number 2 for the Americans. The ball did not go over, and the Americans have won it.
We kind of came out with a good game plan and shut them down early. Let's be honest, we didn't play great early in the second, but in the end, Sean came up with a couple big digs and a couple big cut shots.
You know, we came up big when we needed to. We got some side outs, and hey, we're on to the quarters. So,
USA! USA! USA!
done, and now we get to rest. I'll take some rest.
USA! USA!
And Jake and Sean and all of Team Gibb get a much-needed day off tomorrow. They'll get a chance to chill before coming back here to Horse Guards Parade Monday night for the next big match, and it's the quarterfinals. Before I got here tonight, I was taking in the amazing atmosphere over at the Olympic Stadium where Southern Utah's Cam Levins had his first Olympic experience running in the 10,000 meters.
A bit shocked at first, to all the noise and the atmosphere, but I felt really calm still going in. I feel like it's not as crazy as people make it out to be. It's just part of it, and it powers you in those last laps, and yeah, it was just a fun experience.
How do you assess your performance?
I have the strength to stay with these guys. I don't have the strength quite to kick yet with them, but I can run with them. And, I've always believed it, and it's such a great feeling for it to be true.
Cam's Olympic experience just starting. He'll compete in the 5,000 meters over at the Olympic Stadium later next week. We are also tracking another local Utah Olympian, former Skyline High star Shalea Kipp, competing in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. Alex caught up with Shalea and her family earlier today.
Federer's silver is his first singles medal ever. Olympic specialist Tom Kirkland fulfilled one of his bucket list items by seeing Federer in person.
USA! USA! USA!
That's a sweet sound, isn't it? Right, in the songbird seat for a USA chant. Now, that's nice, but not really a bucket list item. I'm talking serious superstars on a moment of their time, like February, the Super Bowl. My question for Tom Brady.
We'll go talk to him.
Now here, London 2012. Hey, there's Fed. He's one of my sports heroes. I've never met him, haven't ever seen him play, nor asked him a question. I'm looking for the triple crown of bucket list scratch-offs. I did this presser, but he got away. I got to go to him in his office.
This is a district line train to Wimbledon.
So I get off at Wimbledon.
No, you get off at Southfield, walk to Wimbledon. It's closer that way.
It's a beautiful 15-minute walk to the All England Club. Along the way, we meet Juan Pablo from Colombia.
He's a Colombian playing the Olympics, so we're pretty excited about it.
He's here to cheer on Federer's first-round opponent, but clearly he's already converted. But you like Fed?
Yeah, we like. He's my favorite player, actually.
Shh.
Yeah.
And this is really one of the crown jewels of my bucket list. It's a match made in sporting heaven, the Olympics, center court Wimbledon, and up close with the greatest player of all time. Wow, way cool. Watching the maestro on his lawn. Pictures? Check. He wins? Check. Kind of gave away the second set, but hey, first round's always tricky in the Olympics. Now if I can just get that interview, just don't stumble all over the question. Did we see what makes you a champion there when it got tight?
I don't know. Look, I got nervous. I don't know if that's a champion, but I think you very, very often have to come through tough matches, particularly on grass, particularly in the knockout system, the way we have our tournament set up. So I'm just really happy to be through.
Would a gold medal be a bucket list for you? What other bucket list things do you have?
None really. People think I have to gobble up everything to make my resume as great looking as possible. It's not the case.
And while we're talking bucket list items, you got to please the palate, right? I'm at Wimbledon, strawberries and cream.
He's working too hard, yeah.
One of my favorite stories, maybe ever. This is 6-year-old Danny Bottomley. Looks like life may be a challenge to him, right? Well, don't run that by, this little bundle of energy. Ever since former jazzman Kyle Korver gave this young man the long and large Christmas gift, Danny's life has been as close to a joyride as it can get.
Yeah, you can take the whole thing.
Yeah, can you see I'm smiling again?
Yeah.
Turns around and just grins and says, "That's my ramp." And it is. It's his ramp.
I go up and down, but this is where I just go straight.
Go straight?
And then I have to turn around.
Right.
And then if I keep going, then I stop.
Yeah.
And go inside the house.
There's almost no stopping little Danny Bottomley these days. The 6-year-old's turned the corner, no longer so severely limited by his spina bifida.
He wants to be independent. He wants to be his own guy, and he does not like relying on other people, so we're happy that he's able to do so much on his own now.
What are you most proud of?
Probably just the way that he just kind of attacks life. This is normal for him, so he just does it. And he just wants to be a kid and be involved, and that's what he does.
Now it's a whole new world for Danny. The driving force behind the creation of Danny's ramp, and dozens like it throughout Utah, is former jazzman Kyle Korver.
I love Utah. I great memories here. I met my wife here. I love playing here for these fans. I love living life in Utah. I talk about Utah all the time.
Kyle spent 2.5 seasons here with the Jazz, setting an NBA record for three-point accuracy, almost 54% in the 2010 season, his last with the Jazz. His son of an Iowa pastor was raised with the phrase, "'Tis better to give than to receive." Now Kyle lives it.
If you can give a little, give a little. If you can give a lot, give a lot. And he would tell you he's very blessed. So it's his job, he gets to give a lot.
The Kyle Korver Foundation has always given generously here in Utah, but it took some trial and error to ramp up this project to help kids.
Brad's a handyman, and he has an incredible gift.
I love it.
And what kind of fell into our laps was wheelchair ramps for houses.
Today, we're just starting on our 117th ramp in the state of Utah, and that's 2.5 years. The moment that I knew what we really did had meaning was for a family down in Sandy. They had 2 children that were in wheelchairs. They had spina bifida. They couldn't use their legs. They're 9 and 7. We put the ramp in, and I didn't even have the handrails on it, and the kids are on the top of it, and they're like, I want to go down, I want to go down. And they just went up and down all day long and could get out to the road where the school bus would pick them up. And I looked over, and I saw Mom and Dad, and they were in complete tears. And I was like, man, is this that big of a deal? And yes, it is.
Obviously, you love helping families out in a tough situation. And it's just a good all-around thing.
Not only was he, a ball player, but then he's turned to be able to help people, and I was amazed. I didn't think there was anyone who really thought about the needs of kids like this, outside of the medical professions. So it's really neat to see somebody reach outside themselves and help a family, because we couldn't have done this without him.
Sometimes you do things in life and there's just like a peace inside of you, or just something feels right. You know what I mean? Like things just kind of like, it's not like a look at what we did type of thing. It's just like, that feels good.
We searched a long time for a home that could even be modified for him, and to have this ramp in front of it makes it a home for him. This isn't just, where he sleeps. This is his home.
Kyle and Brad's gift to Danny came just before Christmas. Obviously, it was a Christmas like no other. Kind of like Christmas when you came out and you could fly down the ramp?
Yeah.
Was it Christmas Day?
No.
But it was kind of like it?
It was kind of like it. Yep, it was kind of like it.
Awesome.
He works really hard every step of the way, so to be able to get in and out of his own house without assistance and without, without having to ask for help is the big thing, to have to ask, is huge for his self-esteem. He's really, really skyrocketed.
Awesome. What a day, huh? You like that, huh?
Yeah.
Man, you can fly.
Obviously, Danny is a sharp and strong young man. It's obvious how much happier he is now. That ramp has given him a whole new feeling of freedom. His mom, Erin, told me tonight how proud Danny is, knowing that this story may help other kids get their own ramp. Remember, all the ramps, about 120 of them, are made here in Utah by Brad for Utah families. Now, if you're moved to help Kyle or find your family in need of a wheelchair ramp, please visit Kyle's website at www.kylekorverfoundation.com. And there's a message from Clayton Korver on how to apply on our website at ksl.com.
It appears we got a comeback story here, Tom.
This is incredible, one of those stories that you just love to be a part of. Now, we all know cancer is brutal. It tears us apart, breaks our hearts, and takes loved ones away far too soon. But every once in a while, we get one back. That's the story I'm blessed to tell you tonight.
6 months ago, we offered Lily Manu a goodbye ride on Chopper 5.
I thought anybody who gets cancer a second time doesn't make it.
Her family praying, but knowing hope was no sure cure.
Even when it looked like there was no chance, we still believed that she was gonna keep fighting.
It was a miracle. I think I'll be fine as long as I get to sit in the middle.
Middle?
1, 2, 3, go!
Lately, Lily's life has been an epic outer edge experience on a wing and a prayer.
I had breast cancer that metastasized in the blood, bone, and brain cancer.
6 months ago, they were telling us that she had 2 to 3 weeks to live.
And the doctors have given up, quit giving her anything. Anything.
This is where we first came in last February as Lily was fighting in her last weeks, we thought. Her son Mo's Bountiful Braves basketball team was rocking and rolling in pink, the unifying force.
We love Lily! Cameron sat on the bench and everybody was like, oh, did you hear that? We love Lily! Cheering for your mom. She thought it was amazing.
Tears just ran down my eyes. That was awesome.
We love Lily!
Yeah, I remember all the students around cheering and everything. It was very emotional for me.
And that Braves BA student section was pumped up in Lily pink, too.
It was an unbelievable feeling. We were getting goosebumps, all of us, just knowing that not just the main guys, everyone's coming out supporting, wearing pink.
I just feel like we are helping her in some way.
We've had our team go up and visit her when she was up in the hospital and just getting out of her surgery, and those are the kind of things that are going to be lasting memories for these kids. That brought happiness to them.
I still get chills about it. I'm getting chills right now. It's amazing to think about that.
And I cried and cried and cried, but my husband told me that it wasn't allowed for me to die.
He would not let you die. You cannot. Too much work?
Yep. That was too much for him to do. Just kidding.
We offered Lily a ride in Chopper 5 way back in March as a way to help raise money at a fundraiser for her put on by Bountiful Communities That Care. But she was nowhere near healthy enough.
I thought it would be one of the final things too.
Every day with her has been a gift, and it is from above.
I remember the first time she yelled my name, and it was like bittersweet. I was like, she actually yelled my name, and then I realized that she can now get me to do stuff again. But I'm glad she's better.
What do the doctors say when they talk to you? Do they just, because you proved them all wrong?
I changed doctors. I'm glad I'm here to see this. I can jot this one off my bucket list.
It's an amazing story. Her husband, Celeste, eldest son, Manu, 2 of his siblings. Everybody grateful to have the family leader back and getting stronger. Only 40 years old, plenty of life ahead.
Whoa. Packed full of spices and all kind of goodness.
Wow. I mean, it just moves up your skull through the nasal, the sinus pass, the sinuses, whatever I'm trying to say. Can't even speak. That is powerful.
Got some plastic reaction.
Okay, all this stuff.
Everybody enjoyed it.
Wow, an abusive, bordering on criminal overload of horseradish. And I loved every minute of it. Tomorrow night, Gordon Hayward's not here, but his legacy is all over Indy. Rod, send it back to you now. And remember the 2007 Fiesta Bowl? Who could forget? Boise State's trick plays taking down mighty Oklahoma. But it's what happened right after the game that might be remembered even more and relived in the midst of Saturday's hysteria at BYU. When David took down Goliath with that Statue of Liberty play.
Boise State for the win. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won.
Do you know who Ian Johnson is?
I don't know who Ian Johnson is.
Can you believe it?
It was instantly among the greatest highlights in bowl game history. But the hero turned this moment of wonder into a will you hang with me for a lifetime.
Yes!
Same thing.
No way.
Yeah. Proof positive, the BYU's freshman Luke Mackey's idea was all his.
This one takes the biscuit for sure. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it took a little bit of nerve to do that in front of all those people.
Moments after this.
Out to the backs, and a drop kick. It's Linehan! Unbelievable from Linehan!
The South African made his move, ducking out of that huge pile to go find his girlfriend. And that's right,
Right after his championship moment, he took care of the rest of his life.
Yeah, we were all just like celebrating on the field, going nuts, and then I figured it was about time and ran off, and then got the ring, caught her running onto the field and proposed.
I was 100% surprised, but because I always thought he would do it like super personally. He's always said he'd do it that way, so I wasn't expecting it at all. Just charged the field when they took nationals, and then he came out of nowhere, grabbed me, got down on my knee, and proposed. It was the happiest moment of my life.
They're just such a cute couple, and I'm excited for their life together. So that did put the icing on the cake. So it was just a special day all around.
It's Luke Markey proposing to his girlfriend.
I asked him if he had a plan B just in case she said no, and he said he didn't. So it's a big risk.
In case anybody wondered, what'd you say?
Yes. Big fat yes.
Good luck to Anna and Luke. And Anna said the best part of it was that he's from South Africa, and the game was telecast live over there, and all of his family got to share in that
That's
moment.
nice.
Yeah.
You usually don't have that when you're that far away.
Exactly.
You don't want a plan B. You got to go with plan A on those things.
Good point.
Thanks,
Tom.
Thanks.
Good job.
We'll be right back.
New details about his stunning death. Tom Kirkland covered Speedy Peterson through 2 Winter Olympics and has reaction, which I'm sure is quite tragic.
Yeah, Lori, police say Jared Peterson had been charged with drunk driving Friday in his native Idaho. Then he called 911 last night shortly before taking his life, a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Lambs Canyon. His body found late last night with a suicide note left near his car.
In his 29 years, Speedy lived through more agony and ecstasy than most of us would in an entire lifetime. He's made a career out of bouncing back up when his demons knocked him down, until now.
Not only did we lose a great athlete, but we lost a great friend in Jared Speedy Peterson, someone that was very, very special to all of us here.
From childhood, Speedy battled, sexually abused, lost his 5-year-old sister to a drunk driver, constantly dogged by problems with alcohol and depression. Then the ultimate blow in 2005, watching his friend commit suicide.
I lost a buddy this year to an addiction, and it was tough.
But Speedy's own recovery from addiction was trumpeted by his out-of-body performance in the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, nailing his record-setting hurricane to win the silver medal.
Everything that I've done in my life that, I've had so much guilt for, and all the things that have happened to me that it just kicked me down, and I finally feel like I've gotten pulled up, and I'm on top. I'm on top of the world right now.
Ironic that the record-setting jump he called the hurricane would be such an apt metaphor for the life Speedy lived.
I've covered